My name is Ryan Markowitz, and this is my book report on American Sniper. So the title is American Sniper. The authors are Chris Kyle, Scott McEwen, and Jim DeFelice. The publisher is William Morrow and Company, and it was published on January 2nd, 2012. Chris Kyle is a country boy from Texas. He rode horses and bulls and did all types of rodeo events. He ended up getting injured and never did rodeos again. He decided he was going to enlist in the military when he heard about Navy SEALs. He knew that was what he wanted to do. However, going through BUDS, sniper training, and going to war are all very hard things to go through. He faced many challenges along the way as well. In BUDS, he sustained a fracture to his foot right before Hell Week. During his sniper training, he failed the first time and didn't even pass. In war, he saw his friends become wounded to the point that they couldn't even be redeployed, and some of the SEALs he worked with were killed too. Despite all of that, he told himself he could get through it, and he had no quit. He completed BUDS and went through the hardest week on a fractured foot. He would pass sniper training, and despite going through loss and seeing his countrymen die right in front of him, he always pushed and fought on for his country. In the end, he would become America's deadliest sniper. One of the quotes from the book that really stuck out to me is when Chris says, "The things that we all had in common wasn't muscle. It was the will to do whatever it takes." To say becoming a Navy SEAL is hard is an understatement. He acknowledges that pretty much all SEALs are muscular, fit guys, but so are the rest of the guys that go through BUDS. Chris is saying that what makes SEALs different to everybody else is their willpower. This idea is seen throughout the entire book. This idea is deeper than comparing himself and other SEALs to people who didn't make it through BUDS. He means this for any job or field of work. Everybody has the ability to succeed, like the people he went to BUDS with had the ability to pass. However, not everybody is willing to put time and effort into making that success a reality. Just like the people that failed BUDS weren't willing to continue to put their bodies through that much stress in order to become a SEAL. Another quote that really struck me in this book was Chris saying, "People ask me all the time, 'How many have you killed?' My standard response is, 'Does that make me more or less of a man?'" This quote demonstrates that you cannot base someone purely off of one thing he or she did. In Chris's case, it's one number most people want to know that they judge him off of. Chris doesn't believe that people should consider him a better or worse person simply on the number of kills he racked up overseas, but rather by his character. Throughout the book, he shows his dislike for awards and medals because he says he doesn't do what he does to be rewarded. He does what he does because he loves his country and has a strong urge to protect his countrymen. This is a real characteristic of Chris. The number of kills and medals he has is not a representation of the character he is. Some big ideas throughout American Sniper, one of them being willpower, which is seen throughout the entire book. He pushes himself through BUDS, passes sniper school after failing. He takes every opportunity he gets to take a shot. All these things would eventually lead to him becoming America's most deadliest sniper. Character is another big idea in this book. He doesn't want to be known for how many kills he has, or what medals he has. He wants to be known for the person he is. We also see him describe the characters of the enemies. He describes them as deplorable savages. He talks about how they kill their own people in brutally gruesome ways just so they can gain more power. Trauma is another big idea in this text. The trauma he experiences can really be seen near the end of the book, where during the beginning and middle, he kind of just pushes trauma away and kind of ignores it. But at the end, when he finally settles down into a normal life, he becomes depressed. He can't help his guys, and he even becomes an alcoholic. How he ended up handling the situation was really interesting. Relationships is another major idea that we can see throughout the entire book. The narrator switches between Chris and Taya, which is Chris's wife. At the beginning of the book, they are a very happy couple, and Taya is fine with him being a SEAL. But as time goes on, she gets mad and distant from Chris as he keeps re-enlisting even after they have a kid. The book travels through their tough times as a couple and how they eventually became a happy married couple again. So some themes of the book. The strongest power a person can have is the willpower to do the things that they want to do. Again, we can see this with Chris. When he passes Buds, he goes through Hell Week even though he has a fractured foot. That is the hardest time to go through Buds. It's the hardest week. Another theme is a person's character is based on the things they do, not the achievements they earn. He doesn't want to be known just on how many kills he has or what medals he has. He wants to be known for the person he is. So if I had to give this book a rating, I'd give it 5 stars. There are a lot of good values to take away from this book, such as hard work can get you the things you want. But there's so much more than that. It talks about his struggling relationship with his wife while he is away, and how being a father and not being there for the kids was very hard for him. The book goes into detail of some of the things he did as a SEAL and some of the things he witnessed while in the Middle East and how he handled it. He talks about his life after a SEAL and how hard it was for him to adjust and some of the bad decisions he ended up making. He would eventually find his way out of it. However, it's not a book for everyone because Chris has a very strong patriotic views that some people might take the wrong way. If you get past that, or even like that type of thing, this book is definitely worth 5 stars. So some other book recommendations is Lone Survivor by Marcus Luttrell and Patrick Robinson. So Lone Survivor is a nonfiction book in a memoir format of the operation of Red Wing and the Lost Heroes of SEAL Team 10. No Easy Day is another similar book, also a nonfiction book in a memoir format about the mission that ended up killing Osama bin Laden. And that is the end.